We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
That was the musical edition of
it's
the show.
Yeah, I didn't record it, but if I had, it's fine because I think that's public domain.
The three notes you hummed?
That song, the three notes of the song I hummed, I believe that song is public domain.
I didn't even know what song you hummed. I just heard three notes, and so I figured it wouldn't matter if it was public domain or not. I thought it was just.
I believe it was Mozart or Beethoven.
Something tells me both of those artists are public domain now.
Yeah, I believe very much so.
Since Mozart was what? Was Mozart 1400s or 1500s? And then Beethoven was later. I think he might have been.
I don't know either way.
Well, everyone, welcome into high school famous class. I forgot to do this last week, but please open your textbooks to page 166.
You had to look down to see which page we were on.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
Well, that's good. That's good.
No one had to know that, but teachers aren't perfect. They're human beings, just like I didn't say that. I am not on that stance. I don't share Matt's belief that teachers are stupid. Let it be known that Matt. What'd you say?
I said they aren't smart. That doesn't mean that they're stupid.
So they're of like neutral intelligence. You're saying?
Sure.
Okay. So either way, I think that teachers. What I'll say is this: some teachers are very smart.
Yeah.
That's end.
It. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
There's no sense in elaborating.
You don't ever want to say, all teachers or anything. You never want to jump on it's dangerous to say all of a certain people are a certain thing,
It's dangerous to say all or none.
Yeah.
So we got to play it safe and say some.
I think it's less dangerous to say none. It's probably less offensive, depending on what the
it depends on what the opinion is. If you say nobody is capable of not wetting themselves, then we're going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's easier to say some. I like to go with some or more. Like some or more of the teachers are smart.
Some more or less are smart.
Let's go with this. Depending on your level of teaching, obviously, to be a college professor, you got to be of slightly higher intelligence than, say, a third grade teacher.
I mean,
it requires different things.
Specific subject.
Sure, as a college professor, you're specializing in one subject. So, but in general, okay, so do you think that a third grade teacher, for example, less is needed of them than, say, a 12th grade teacher? But again, the 12th grade, you're more into specialized, like math teacher, geography teacher.
I would say no in that sense because a third grade teacher has to know up to a certain level of all subjects.
So the last year that you have sort of a general home room, what is that, your home teacher or whatever, homeroom, was probably 6th grade or 5th grade, right?
Depending on what type of school structure you go to.
Yeah. So for us, being junior high, as they called it, didn't start till 7th grade. That means up through 6th grade, you had a homeroom teacher, which is sort of like your general studies teacher. And then you had some varying specialized teachers that you would switch to throughout the day, be it science, be it, gym,
right,
other things like that. So would you say then that let's just go with, because other schools start middle school in 6th grade. So let's just go with 5th grade. Do you think a 5th grade teacher needs to be more intelligent than a 2nd or 3rd grade teacher?
Probably not.
Okay, so again,
you're still specializing in a certain section of each course you're teaching, right?
Right.
I mean, granted, the higher level teachers probably still know a lot of the stuff that the teachers in the lower ends are teaching. The lower grades are teaching, but the lower grade teachers also have to basically be like daycare workers. Because kids suck at those ages and they're really hard to maintain and keep in line, I assume.
I think that we
From my
know
knowledge of being one.
of being a teacher or a kid
Being
of that
a
age.
Kid of that age.
Well, I know that we know a couple teachers. So teachers that we know or teachers that we don't know, write into us and let us know.
Yeah. Are
How-
you smart? Are you smarter
Are you
than your
smarter? Are you
your
smarter
coworkers?
than your colleagues that teach higher grades than you? That's not fair. That's not what we're asking. What are we asking?
What
of
are we
them?
asking?
I don't know. Let's ask them.
Answer whatever you want.
Look, what makes you tick? What
Tell us we're
irks
idiots.
you? What irks you, teachers? And
Yeah.
what is
Is it
your most?
this?
Is it listening to us? What is the most fulfilling part of your day or your job? How's that?
Is it summer vacation?
Is it when you can tell in the twinkle of a child's eye that you've made a difference?
Oh,
Maybe that. I'm sure for most educators that really care, that's what brings them to work every day. They hope to get
maybe.
that twinkle in the child's eye. Fill them with wonder about the world and what's possible for the future. Because that's what a teacher's job is.
Real impact.
A teacher's job is to prepare children. Why can't I talk? Our teacher's job is to prepare children for the future.
Right.
So let's
Change the subject.
let's I was going to say, let's hope that that's what most of them are in it for.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, that's got to be why most people get into it originally, right?
Well, because from what I'm
but
told,
eventually that's just got to wear you out.
it has to.
And you just gotta get to the point where you're like, why do I still do this?
Because
These
if
kids
you're
aren't getting better.
if you're cycling through, like, let's say you've taught hundreds of students, and maybe one out of every 150 is like really showing promise and enthusiasm for what you're teaching. It's got to be like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this?
What if it was the first one?
The one, Alex Anderson,
and you're just hoping that eventually it's gonna happen again. That lightning's gonna strike twice, but you teach for 20 more years, and it's all just a bunch of waste.
Let's say, okay, here's a question for teachers. If you're a teacher and you're just teaching all these kids, and none of them are showing any bit of like real interest, or are they showing that there's enthusiasm for what you're teaching them and what they're learning? Do you look at yourself and go, is it me? Or do you just go, it's just these kids? Like, there have been kids that showed promise, so it's not me. It just happens to be all these kids that are coming through.
I'm just getting a real bad batch.
I got a lot of bad batches of kids.
Is it the school system you're in? Is it the grade you're teaching? Is it, the neighborhood?
Yeah, it could be the district,
Is there, did you accidentally start teaching in a different country and you don't know the language? That could be bad.
Accidentally.
Yeah. You got on the wrong plane.
And okay, so you just went with it. So
on your way to school.
So you took the wrong plane. You took the wrong plane to school that morning, and you're just like, okay, well, I'll just walk in and start teaching because. So there's no way that anyone that has any authority at that school would go, hey, who are you? And you are not supposed to be here.
It's had to have happened.
Some of the cases, but most cases most of the cases when that does happen, when someone takes the wrong plane into school that day, the teacher just is allowed to teach. Like, you know what? We could always use more. And you're technically not on the books, so we don't have to pay you.
Yeah, there you go.
So
all right, that was a hypothetical.
Of course. I think there's a small percentage of teachers that take the plane to work.
Yeah.
So we have to factor in that is a minute amount compared to the rest of the teachers out there.
It's a bit of an outlier, yeah.
How quickly do you think you realize, you know what, I'm on the wrong plane? This flight to school usually takes me 25 minutes, and I've been on the plane for 7 hours.
I would, probably pretty quick. Probably about the time that the pilot's announcing, how long the flight's going to take and where the destination is. You know prior to takeoff.
Here's when I think the teacher might realize I'm getting on the wrong plane. When they say, "Oh no, your ticket is not for this flight, sir or ma'am."
Yeah. No,
you
that would
need to be at gate.
Thing.
You need to be at gate G1.
But if it was like a Home Alone 2 situation where, the tickets all got mixed up. Just go ahead and go on.
Is that's what happened in Home Alone 2?
Yeah, he runs to he starts following a person who's dressed similar to his dad or whatever.
I remember that.
So
He's
goes
seeing
to
just the
wrong
back
gate.
of the guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I think he runs into the lady taking tickets, and the tickets fly all over the place. And he's like, "Oh, that's my dad up there." And she's just like, "Okay, just go ahead." And
You know,
then he gets on the plane.
You could tell that was in a pre 9/11 situation.
Yeah.
There's no way that would be like, "Oh, well, just go."
Oh God, no, yeah. They'd be like, "That kid is clearly a bomb."
Yeah. Kid. Look at him. He's got wires.
Yeah. We can't just let him on the plane.
What if it's Flava Flav?
He's way more than 3 ounces.
Do you think whenever Flava Flav approaches a gate, they're like, "Oh, this guy's a bomb"?
No, he's
because of the ticking. Because of the
I gotcha.
Because the clock. I think that
I would guess one of two things. One, he probably doesn't wear those clocks when he goes through all that shit because it's. I mean, who knows? He might, but it seems stupid. Because he would definitely have to take it off and have it go through the scanner.
Send it through
or
the thing.
Or two,
yeah.
He's probably flying private.
Yeah, in his heyday. I don't know about now.
Who knows? Maybe not now, but who knows if he really goes many places.
I mean, who knows? With that Flavor of Love money, he could be.
I was about to say, by the way, Flavor of Love, gross name for a show.
Well, it leaves it ambiguous. It's like, it leaves it so everyone can like go, "Oh, you know what? What's my flavor of love? What's my love flavor? Let me sample it and find out."
Is it bitter? Is it sweet?
Because I bet you that's what a question that most people don't ask of themselves. And so this prompted a lot of thinking, self-reflection for the general population that watched the show. They'd be like, "You know what? I never thought about it before. I would like to identify my unique love flavor."
Have you?
I said I would like to.
Okay, let's break it down. Let's do this right here, right now. What better time?
I'm wondering
your love flavor, Sean?
I'm not quite sure how.
Whatever it is going to be off the menu for me from now on.
I'm trying to figure out how to identify it in the first place. And right now, I don't know if I know how to do it. And in a way that you would want me to. I don't know.
Don't worry about me so much.
Just pretend you're not here. Just go about my business. I'll pretend you're not here.
Yeah.
Matt, you can look away if you want, or you don't even have to. It's,
I could do it so I don't see your camera.
My love.
I mean, that's how you're going to figure it out right now?
I don't know.
You can just mentally figure it out.
That's the thing. I don't know.
Do you need to call somebody?
Because if you're just imagining what it is, it could be anything. I could walk around thinking that my flavor of love is like creme brulee, but then someone tastes my love and they're like, "Oh no, this is like jerk chicken."
Oh, okay. So you're saying what your specific what your flavor is.
Exactly.
What flavor you enjoy. That's what I'm thinking of is your flavor of love is the flavor that you need to have to love it versus what flavor you're giving off.
See, that's why I was that makes sense why I was so why does he want me to figure this out right now?
Yeah, were you about to jerk off into your own face? What were you
No.
What was about to happen? I mean, that's not what it is. That's not what we're talking about. That's crude. Sorry.
No, I would use a plate or bowl and then a spoon.
Oh, why not a cup?
Sure.
Less dirty dishes.
How?
Because you just one cup. Otherwise, you're doing it onto a plate and then using a fork or spoon. Did I say fork? You didn't say fork. Spoon?
I didn't say fork.
Straw?
I don't know what consistent. I don't know what consistency. I don't know what consistency you think is going on here, but I don't think it's necessary to use a fork to sample. This is gross. Let's not talk about this anymore. I can't think of any other exotic utensils of any kind. I need to use a
knife.
That's not exotic.
I know. That's why I said it.
A knife is very Midwestern. It's not regional at all. A knife, I think, is pretty universal.
Yeah, I think knives were knives came probably well before forks and weren't necessarily made originally to use for food.
Well, what came first? The sword or the catapult? Because that could help us figure out between knife and spoon.
Very much so the sword.
So the sword came before the catapult.
Yeah.
Now, like a pitchfork, probably the sword still came before that?
I'm sure a pitchfork came before like eating fork.
Right, but we're talking about these other instruments that are utensil-like.
Are you asking if a pitchfork came before a sword or before a catapult? And why did you even bring up catapult? Because what does that have to do with?
Because that's the first thing I thought of that was spoon-ish, but I didn't think of a shovel until much later.
Jesus Christ. Catapult.
No,
when you catapult your food in your mouth.
Because I was thinking of like some things used in battle. A catapult is used in battle, and a sword is used in battle. A shovel, not so much. That's why my mind went from sword to catapult, because they're items used in battle. But there's no fork-like weapon that's used in battle, unless maybe a trident or maybe a sai, sort of.
Sai's a defensive weapon.
You can defend yourself in battle. Okay, so sai's out of the conversation. You can't use a. So wait, you're saying you can't use a sai offensively?
They're dull. I mean, you could. It would hurt to get stabbed by a sai though.
Sai's a defensive weapon.
It is. It's a defensive weapon.
Well, I saw Raphael use it many times offensively.
No, because he had no other choice. It was the only weapon he got.
That's true. Do you think that the Ninja Turtles? Here's a good question. And again, this could be this could have been something that was addressed in any of the comic book issues that exist for Ninja Turtles, or any of the television shows or movies. I have barely seen any of it. Do you think that the Ninja Turtles ever trained on the other weapons?
I don't believe so.
I think
I told you. I think I talked about that thing on here before. Like there was the theory as to why each one got the weapons they had. Yeah. Yeah. So I would assume no, they probably weren't trained on any other weapons.
Well, I mean, they're a group that's been together for a long time. You think at some point, like, you know what? What if, Donatello gets injured? Wouldn't it be useful if the three of us, the other three, had skill with his staff and we could use it when he couldn't? Or Leonardo's swords or Michelangelo's nunchucks? Don't you think that it would be useful?
Yeah, maybe.
I think at some point they probably did some practicing and training. It's like if you're in a band and you play the guitar, every once in a while you're going to hop back on the drums and just mess around.
Yeah.
And then the drummer's going to get on the bass and the singer's going to get on the guitar. They do it. Maybe it's not documented.
I've been in bands that we did switch around a lot.
Yeah, but I've seen clips where, like, Metallica, all of a sudden James hops back on the drum set and Lars jumps up and does something else. They just, one like James is on guitar and Kirk, is that the other guy that's on guitar?
Sure.
I think his name is Kirk. But their specialty is the guitar, but I'm sure they have a bit of ability on the other instruments.
Yeah, if you can play guitar, you can
play bass.
Bass, but maybe not as good as a bass player can, because there's different techniques and stuff with bass. But I mean, you can definitely keep up with a song, whether you're playing the notes of the actual song or just or playing the actual rhythm of the song, or just playing along with the song, creating your own thing. But I mean, they're all the chords are basically the same. I know this is probably unique to each person, but I want to ask you, as far as your standard American like rock band, where you have basically a rhythm guitar, a lead guitar, or you could just say one guitarist, bassist, drummer. Okay. What do you think is the most difficult for you of those instruments to try to tackle? Me specifically? Yeah. I would say I'm worse at guitar than probably the other ones, because I've played way more bass and drums than guitar. Like I can hold my own on guitar, but I'm not like amazing at it by any means. I'm very amateur across the board, but drums and bass I'm much more comfortable with. Okay, drums and bass. So you're saying guitar is probably the most difficult for one for you to try to tackle. Yeah, even though I own two guitars and only one bass. Well, I mean that's not. Yeah, that's. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not commenting on any of that. I mean,
You want them, you want them.
Well, with guitar, it's like there's just a lot more. It's a lot more intricate. You can do. I mean, depending on what you're doing, like I can play chords and I can keep rhythm and I can do all that kind of stuff and I can make music with a guitar, but I can't do solos and like all the crazy intricate stuff.
Yeah.
So
based on my limited instrument like attempts, even though I can't really play the drums, I think I would probably be better at trying to tackle drums over a guitar or bass at this point.
Yeah. Drums can be like, drums can obviously be very intricate and difficult as well, but as long as like, if you can keep rhythm, you can back a band on drums, as long as you can keep a rhythm and you can kind of change up stuff here and there.
The thing is, I know that I will get lost between what my foot is supposed to do and my hands are supposed to do. I should say feet because you use both. So if I got a hold on that, I could be pretty solid as far as just, And in the car, you try in the car, you sort of tapping your left foot to the bass. And when a song's playing, and then you try to do your fingers with the snare and the like hi-hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still mess myself up. I'll still like hit my finger when it's supposed to be my foot, and then I'll try to correct it, and I just get all off and I have to start all over.
Well, and I also had percussion training because then I did school band and I was a percussionist, so I got training through that. But I didn't actually play like a drum kit until after I was way out of all of that stuff.
Well, because if you're doing that,
have to put feet and hands together usually.
Yeah, because even if is it all marching band or was it different than marching band?
I did marching band, but at first it was in 6th grade, so I was still in elementary school at the time because we did that type of schooling.
We did.
So that was just school band where you would just perform at like school performances with a whole band of everybody. So that's like snare and bass drum and cymbals and glockenspiels and shit.
So obviously when you're in a marching band, the bass drum is like that big drum that's strapped to someone's back, right? Or is it up front?
No,
it's up front. And
you're thinking of a one man.
I'm thinking of a one-man band.
That's a whole different undertaking.
So you're always using your hands for that.
Yeah.
So
you use your feet for marching.
You use your feet for marching.
Mm-hmm.
The Match Lego story. But in school band, you said you didn't play at a kit until after that. So what is it how is it different? Like as far as the percussion part goes, are they separate?
The only difference between doing like a hall performance band and a marching band is movement.
You're either standing.
That's pretty much the only difference. And usually marching band, you just have like one or two songs that you kind of keep repeating. Whereas if you're doing a show for an auditorium, you're probably doing like 8 to 10 songs or so that you've learned, but you're really actually still just reading it. With marching band, you almost just memorize the songs for the most part. Like you can have sheet music to read as well, but I think a lot of times we just learn them to not have to do that. And I'm trying to remember, because I'm trying to remember when I did marching band, I can't remember if I was doing snare or, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a thing where it's got 4 different drums, just the toms, I think, or whatever. Yeah. I might have been doing that, and I can't remember. I literally did marching band in one parade ever. So
I wonder
of
why
all the parades I've been in my life.
Yeah. Well, we covered that a little bit, but I wonder why I never did anything like that in school.
Maybe playing music just didn't speak to you at the time, or
I don't know. I didn't do plays either. People were saying I should try to do plays. I didn't do that.
That's actually the one thing I kind of regret is not getting into drama.
It would have been probably pretty cool.
Yeah, it's with the stuff we still enjoy. It makes sense for us to have done that and had the experience to like do other things in life, performance wise. So I'm actually and especially too for me growing up. My mom was always doing theater stuff.
Mother and father.
I was around theater stuff all my life growing up, doing plays and musicals and things. My dad built sets for musicals, and my mom was directing or stagehanding and stuff like that for different plays and musicals. So the fact that I never got into it is kind of surprising. If you would have joined band, what instrument do you think you would have maybe gone for?
That depends. So in band, what are the instruments? You have percussion, because I'm thinking whenever you say that, my mind goes to marching band, where you have trumpets and you have the people on the snare, you have the people on the bass, you have trombones, you have tubas, all this kind of stuff. So when it comes to just band, what is there?
Same. It's all the same stuff. So like flutes and trumpets, trombones, saxophones, tubas. Trying to think of what else. There's others as well. Well, as far as just like normal school band stuff, because we didn't have like fancy school band with like violins and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's mostly kind of those clarinets, French horns. Trying to think of what else. No, those are kind of, I think, most of them
outlawed.
If I'm missing anything,
I think that
they're frowned upon.
They're outlawed. I think probably percussion. I think that especially if it was a marching band, like that section where the snare is just going nuts. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
And in marching band too, percussion is the only instrument in marching band that never stops playing.
Yeah, I think I would because I remember working at my first job at the grocery store. I'd be back at the end of the aisle or the end of the register bagging groceries. In between customers, I'm just tapping all the time.
Yeah, you were always
annoying
tapper.
Yeah, annoying my cashier all day long. So I could see myself just doing something like that.
It's either that or I'd picture you as like maybe a saxophone guy.
Possibly.
Saxophone's pretty intricate, but I could see you being a sax guy.
You think of me as pretty saxy?
Yeah, I could imagine you having sax. A sax, sorry.
How often do you imagine me having sax?
Right now, twice.
In
this short period of time, twice already. So
that's pretty good.
Multiply that by how many years we've known each other and how many hours in a day.
Lots of sax. It's funny, that grocery store I was talking about, before it was Coburn's, it was Sax Food.
Was Sax.
Mm-hmm. So
crazy.
I just got in after all the sax was done. I just missed all the sax. And then they said, all right, sax is over. Time for Sean to come in and work.
Mm-hmm.
Sean's in for cleanup. Post-sax cleanup. That's what Sean's here for.
Well, Sean, this whole talk about music is such a wonderful transition into what we are about to do right now.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Sean, if you were to choose a band that you were going to listen to on a long road trip from Minnesota to California from end to end, what band would that be?
Are you asking me this because I did take a road trip to California?
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to a band a lot on the way?
Yep.
Well, then my answer would have to be, even though I feel like I'm forced into it, would be Queen.
Oh, what a weird coincidence.
Wow.
Sean, I have a tier list here where you can rank every Queen song from all albums.
Oh. Well, let's be fair. I have not heard every Queen song from all albums, so I can't.
There's a column for that.
Okay.
So these are your choices from top to bottom.
I have to rate them? Okay.
You have to rate them. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 levels of rating.
Okay.
And I'll go from bottom to top. So bottom is no idea, never listened.
Okay.
Then it's Kill It with Fire and Piss on the Ashes.
Do I need to know, do I need to get to know these?
Well,
or
yeah,
just
probably not a bad idea to,
well, can they just be assigned
numbers? Go with numbers and both. so you can easily just say 1 or 2 or whatever.
What was the second one? Fire what?
Kill It with Fire and Piss on the Ashes. Just a song you absolutely hate. Level 8 is Unfuckable.
What?
Should I start at the top? Would it make more sense?
No, but I'm just wondering, Why is that a description for a song?
Because I changed all of them from letters to actual like things.
Oh.
7 is won't even undress it with my eyes.
I'm guessing this is going to be easier if I just go like 1, 2, or 3. So I'm sorry. So the bottom number, we're on 7. So it goes 10, 9, 8, 7.
6 is this is purely platonic.
I wonder if you can you hear my pen?
No, that doesn't mean it's not getting picked up. I just can't hear it.
It might be. Okay, then 5.
Totally flaccid, but we can hang out.
The Match Legel story.
Nope, we already know what my story is.
The Dolph Lundgren story.
4 is call me a trucker because I have a semi. You like that one? I could tell.
I believe they call them semis.
I know, but 3 is full bone.
Oh gosh, what's beyond full bone?
Well, 2 is makes me pre.
Okay.
And 1 is I make cummies.
I'm going to guess that's CUMMIES.
Yes, but it doesn't matter.
So basically, from what I need to gather from these descriptions of the rating system, I need to basically just go 1 through 10.
Yep.
10 being the lowest and 1 being the highest.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad I wrote all that down.
Not as fun, though. It's more fun if you say it makes me cum.
Well, that's none of the answers. I need to say I make cummies when I listen to that song.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Are you ready to rate these songs? I don't think the albums are in order on here. Okay. They're definitely not, but so it'll just be songs. I will be
semi-decent at guessing or knowing which album a song is on, but there are various songs where I'm not going to have an idea.
So they're not in album order, but all the albums are it is like the full album in a row. Like, so it'll be a full album, but not necessarily in the order in which the albums were released. So I believe
I see.
Yeah, I believe this first one is A Day at the Races, from what I can kind of read because it's a very small font. But
the album A Day at the Races?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, great album.
So, Drowse.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. Are you going to know all the titles to the songs?
That's the thing. Well, no, I don't know, because I don't think I will. Because I've listened to A Day at the Races front and back multiple times, but what song that is, I don't know. So I can't, let's see. I can't say I've never listened, but I can say no idea, which is in the same group, the same number. Drowse. I don't hear you anymore.
It's because I was muted, but
that's true.
They're probably in album order. Like the songs might be in the right order because they're not alphabetical.
The first song on A Day at the Races is Tie Your Mother Down, so that's not true.
So then no, because that's the third one on the list.
Since I don't know that, since the title isn't jumping to me, I'm going to have to go, okay, here's what I'll do. I don't know what this song is based on the title, but I know that I like that album, and I can't think of any songs that I don't like on that album. So because of that, I'm going to say this is purely platonic for Drowse.
All right. Teo Toriate?
Teo Toriate.
There you go. That's the one.
You know, that one, you know what's strange about that one?
No.
Do you remember A Muppet's Christmas Carol?
No, never seen it.
Is that true?
100%. Never watched it.
Okay. Well, then the listeners might know what I'm referencing, but there's a song in that movie where they show young Scrooge in the past. Obviously, when he's visited by the ghost of Christmas past, they take him to see some event in his past. And it's about him basically losing a woman who basically was, and she sang this song saying, the love is gone, the love is gone. And for some reason, whenever I hear Teo Toriate, it triggers like that imagery from the scene of that movie, and it makes me think of that song in that movie. I don't know why. There's got to be some sort of similarity in the sound, but that ever since I heard that song for the first time, it made me think of that scene in that movie. So I really do like that song, but it's not going to be anywhere near the top. So I'll just say totally flaccid, but we can hang out.
Okay.
For Teo Toriate.
All right. Now we are at Tie Your Mother Down. I know this will probably rank a bit higher.
Tie Your Mother Down. I'm going to go Call Me a Trucker because I have a semi. Let's just call it a partial.
Yeah. I have
Call me a trucker because I have a partial.
I am less than truckload. You Take My Breath Away. Also the song.
I'm going to put that one Also under, let's go. Take my breath away. You got to be in the right mood for that one. So because of that, it's not like a song you can always throw on. It's a very slow. It's not a typical sort of upbeat, get yourself going rock song. So I'll say this is purely platonic for You Take My Breath Away. I love that song, but it's not one you can just throw on and get into.
Gotcha. It's not going to give you a boner.
A partial.
Long Away.
Oh, Long Away.
There's so many songs.
I'm trying to remember which one that is. So because of that, since right now I can't recall the exact song based on the title alone, I'm going to have to go with this is purely platonic because, again, I like the album, but the song itself, I don't recall what it is based on the title.
Okay. The Millionaire Waltz.
That's not at all how the song goes. Let's put...
It reminds you of a different song?
No. I think I know which one that is. Let's go... this is Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out.
All right. You and I.
Oh, God, I'm bad at titles. You and I don't know. Let's just say, I think for this album, if I don't recall the title, I'm just going to stick with This Is Purely Platonic.
Okay. Somebody to Love.
I mean, that's classic. So
yeah.
Let's go Makes Me Pre.
Ooh. Gets that flavor of love going. White Man.
Ooh. That's one of the deep cuts I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like it as much as Prophet's song, which is on the previous album.
Yeah,
but they're both
not there yet.
I know, but I have to factor that all in. We're talking the whole catalog, not just this album. So for that one, I'm gonna go full bone on White Man. I never thought I'd say that, and I just heard it as I said it.
Yep.
How about this? For the song White Man, I'm going to rate it.
I mean, it's too late.
Full bone. It's too late. I said.
It's there. You've said it. It's.
You know what? I wasn't even saying it
for everyone.
I didn't even say it that way, like to be intentional.
No, that's kind of what's fun about having these categories like this is because stuff like that happens. And then good old fashioned Lover Boy is the last song on the album.
That's it.
Last song on this list.
On the list.
Mean, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 10 songs.
Wow. So what's unfortunate about this? I don't know if you know this about Queen, but there's, at least for the albums I've heard all the way through, which are basically
most of them.
from Queen 1, from just Queen all the way through The Game, which came out in 1980. I haven't really gone deep on the post 1980 Queen, but there's always at least one song that the drummer has to sing.
And so that means the worst song on the album.
And since the last song on this part of the list is not that song, that means one of the other ones was, and I gave it a purely platonic rating, most likely. What was the name of it again?
This one, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy.
I mean, I forgot about that one, actually. I'm going to go Call Me a Trucker, because I've got a semi.
All right.
For Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy.
Would it help if you pulled up, like, the albums so you could, see the order in which the songs are in? Maybe.
Let me do that quick. I'll just find it real quick. You can start going on the next one while I do it.
If you need to make any changes. So the next one that's on the list is A Kind of Magic.
Okay. I won't know that one as well, but since I'm going to pull it up, I'll be able to see the song titles in the list.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say that was like 82 or something.
This was the album that has a lot of songs from the movie Highlander on it.
Oh, sorry, 86. Okay. All right, I know that song, I know that song, I know that song, I know I don't know that one, I know that one. Anyway, go on. Let's just
whichever order they're in for you, I don't know, but Princes of the Universe.
Okay, apparently that's the last one on the album, and I don't recall what it is. So, and since I don't know this album front to back, I can't just default to
give it the no idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go no idea. Never listened.
Okay.
I
know that song, but I can't recall it exactly how it goes in my head anymore.
I may have listened. I may have heard it at some point, but to my knowledge, I haven't. So I have to go with a 10 on that one.
Yeah. Why do they have that? Oh, because it's the only. It says Forever Remix.
Huh.
Do you know that song though? Should be the
The
one
funny-
that's Who Wants to Live Forever.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's that song.
Okay. No, that's a great song. So
Yeah.
I'll go full bone.
Yeah, that's. Have you seen the movie Highlander, Sean?
I have not seen Highlander.
Oh, you need to watch Highlander. This album is basically the soundtrack for Highlander.
That's what I'm gathering.
So there's two different versions of One Vision on here.
So let me ask you before you go on.
Okay.
Does that mean is this album like the indirect soundtrack? Because obviously they came out with the Flash Gordon soundtrack. They made the music for that movie, but is this album just an album and the movie used a lot of the songs from it? You think?
I don't know 100%. It probably says if you're on the wiki page right now, it might give you that information.
I'm not, but here's what I'm thinking. Since the Flash Gordon soundtrack is released as the Flash Gordon soundtrack, and this is released as a Queen album, I'm going to say this is not an actual official soundtrack for Highlander.
It might not be, but I believe if not all, most of these songs are in the movie.
Are on that or in that movie, yeah.
Quite a few of them. So there's two. There's an album finale version and then the regular version of One Vision. We can probably knock those both out at the same time here. I don't know what's the difference between them.
I don't either. But yeah, One Vision is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great song. I swear to God, he says fried chicken at the end of it.
No, they do. 100%.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah, 100%. There's no like even if like the official lyrics would say just
yeah, it always says One Vision on the official lyric, but he definitely says fried chicken at the end.
Yeah, there's no debate whatsoever.
It's
clear as day. It is awesome. So that one I'm going to have to say I'll say full bone on that one too.
I mean, that song for me might be.
You think that's your top?
If it might not probably not top, but it might. It's probably somewhere between Makes Me Pre and Full Bone.
Okay,
it's a great song. I don't know what the album finale one is, so I'm just going to dump that in. No idea, because there's no sense rating the same song twice. A Kind of Magic.
You know, that one's okay. I like it, but I'm going to go probably Totally Flaccid, but no, I'm going to put that up as Call Me a Trucker.
All right. 1 Year of Love.
That one's, not that's not a every listen type of a song. I'm going to go Won't Even Undress. Won't Even Undress With My Eyes.
It's a skipper.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a song where it's like if it comes on, you may or may not skip it, maybe.
Yeah.
Pain Is So Close to Pleasure.
That one I probably have to say no idea.
Okay. Friends Will Be Friends.
That one's all right. I know it well. I'm just going to go Purely Platonic.
Okay. I think I might have been wrong when I said Forever Remix, because there's Who Wants to Live Forever is actually its own track. So let me put that one up where I put Forever Remix, and I'm going to put Forever Remix down to the No Idea one, because again, it'd be double rating the same song.
So what I'm looking at, I'm just on Apple Music, and when I'm looking at, there's a Kind of Magic Deluxe Edition, and so on disc 2, it says there's a song that says Forever, and then it says piano version. So I don't know if that's the same thing as what you're seeing.
Oh, yeah,
or
I don't
what?
know. Because I don't know who made this list, so I'm just going based off of whatever they have here.
So the funny thing is, the funny thing is on disc 1, the main album, the song title is Who Wants to Live Forever, and then on disc 2, it just is Forever piano version. So I don't know what that means. Yeah.
So last two songs, Give Me the Prize and Don't Lose Your Head.
I got to go number 10 on both of those.
Oh,
I don't know those.
Don't know them? Oh, Don't Lose Your Head's great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Again, I might have heard it at some point.
I think a lot of these songs you'd probably, if you hear them, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's that song.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to get through here.
We don't have to do them all. That's for sure.
It's true. So how about this? Let's tell me the albums I should do, because you'll know them. There's no sense in wasting time talking about certain albums that you don't know.
The ones I'll know the best are probably Sheer Heart Attack, A Night at the Opera, to a lesser extent, Jazz. I would say those are the three that I probably know the best.
Trying to think of which ones those are. I think the next one is A Night at the Opera. That's with Bohemian Rhapsody on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Love of My Life.
That one, I'm going to go with Call Me a Trucker, number 4.
Ooh. Good Company.
Oh, that's a fun one because the guitarist sings that one. It's not an exciting song. Some of his songs are like that. They're just sort of like very level, but they're just sort of mildly fun. And you got to go, hey, good on you for singing some songs yourself as well.
There's some song he sings about a car, isn't there? That you've shown me, and it's just awful.
That's the drummer.
Yeah.
That's on this album. It's called I'm in Love with My Car.
Yes. Okay. I see it.
It was played a lot in concert as well.
It's pretty awful.
Right. So this song, Good Company, is the guitarist singing, not the drummer.
Oh, okay.
So he sings this song. He sings another one called All Dead. There's a few of them that he's done. But yeah, I like the song. So I'm going to go with Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out on that one.
Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Hang out, Good Company. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's, you almost just have to by default go, I Make Cummies.
Is that where you want it?
I could put it there. I put it between there and Makes Me Pre. It's one of those where it's like
on the day it might.
I don't know, but it's one of those because
you feel you have to put it there. I mean, be honest. Where is it for you?
Well, I have a weird relationship with like the giant hits,
right?
I mean, it is an amazing song, of course, but it's like so loved and maybe so. I've heard it so many times that it's kind of like I don't have to hear it again if I don't want. But yeah, I guess let's put it on Makes Me Pre. We'll go with that.
I agree with it because I'm the same way with that of just like, we get it. There's more Queen songs. There's more Queen songs than Bohemian Rhapsody and We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions.
Yes, exactly.
Come on, people. Or
let's hear more.
Fat Bottom Girls. Like, come on.
Yeah. Play Dead song. On Time. Play Let Me Entertain You.
All right. God Save the Queen.
Oh, that's like a throwaway weird instrumental at the end. We'll just put that as what is it? Kill it with fire. It's just like on the ashes or whatever. Yeah.
Like what a shitty song. Heard of it?
There's nothing to it. Yeah. It's a little ending track.
I think this one will be high up for you. Death on Two Legs.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go. Call Me a Trucker.
All right. Lazy on a Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon. Yeah, Saturday afternoon.
I think it's Sunday.
It says Saturday here. It's
Sunday.
Oh well. Kill It with Fire.
No, actually,
I did wrong.
No, that's a pretty fun one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out on that one.
I'm in Love with My Car. Is it unfuckable or Kill It? It's pretty awful.
I gotta say Kill It. It's
pretty awful song.
I would never actively listen to it.
Yeah, you made me actively listen to it once, and I was not happy.
I would skip it if it comes on. Even I wouldn't even let it play.
You'll scratch that specific part of a CD.
Yeah.
When you would listen to CDs. Now you can just delete it off of your playlist. You're My Best Friend. Also the song.
Yeah, that's Mass Proclamation. Let's go Call Me a Trucker for You're My Best Friend.
Oh. I would almost put that in Full Bone. It's a good song.
Yeah. I was teetering on those two.
You're teetering on a Full Bone?
Yeah.
39.
As we all have. Oh yeah, that's another guitarist one. The one where the guitarist is singing. So he's got two on this album.
Oh shit, he got paid a little extra on that album.
I like that one too. I'm gonna go Call Me a Trucker with that one too.
All right, Sweet Lady.
I would say Sweet Lady. Aside from maybe God Save the Queen, because that's not even a real song. And then I'm in Love with My Car.
Not even a real song.
Set those two aside, I would say that Sweet Lady is like the weak spot.
Okay.
Of the album. And it's funny because it's like right in the middle. So I'm going to go, you know what? This will be the first unfuckable song.
All right. And then we have Seaside Rendezvous. And I think your and my personal favorite, Prophet Song.
Prophet Song. I'm going to go, I Make Cummies on that one.
For sure. That song's amazing.
And then the other one, Seaside Rendezvous. We'll go Call Me a Trucker.
All right. Oops. What did I do? Okay. I accidentally.
I'm trying to remember which song has the kazoo solo. I don't remember. I thought it was off this album. It might have been Lazing on a Sunday afternoon. I forget.
All right. So I don't know which album this is, but it's like there are 4 faces in different colors on the cover. It's got Under Pressure on it.
That's I'm looking at it right now. It's called Hot Space.
Do you know that one much at all?
1982. Let me look through the track list real quick.
Yeah, just tell me which tracks you would even know. We can skip any of them that you don't know.
I know Staying Power. I know Back Chat. I know Action This Day. Let me see.
Obviously Under Pressure.
And I guess Under Pressure. I mean, I only know those.
Okay.
What, 4?
So just rate those ones. We can skip anything you don't know. It just doesn't make sense to waste time on it.
Well, I'll just say in order. I'll say the lowest for me is Back Chat. I would say probably Unfuckable.
I mean, anybody that gives you Back Chat is very unfuckable.
I know. Action This Day, we'll say Won't Even Undress With My Eyes. Staying Power, I'd go a little higher, so maybe Totally Flaccid, but we could hang out. And then Under Pressure, I would say Makes Me Pre.
All right. I like it.
It's fair.
Album Innuendo, am I skipping that one?
There are some I know a couple of songs off that are really awesome, but as far as the album itself, I couldn't tell you. I don't know enough of it.
Okay.
Basically, I know Innuendo, and then I think that one has The Show Must Go On it.
Probably. Yes.
So yeah, as far as the album itself, I don't know enough about the
Where
rest
would
of
you
it.
rate those two?
Innuendo, I'd probably put Full Bone, and then The Show Must Go On, I'd say I Make Cummies, number 1.
Oh.
If you know the story behind it, it's just adds so much to it.
I can't tell what this album is, but it's like it's almost like, this is jazz. Never mind. I can see it now.
Jazz has some great songs on it.
So, all right. Dead on Time.
Oh, love Dead on Time. No one knows it.
I don't recall that song. I may have heard it. I don't know.
I love that song and no one knows it. I'm going to go Makes Me Pre for Dead on Time.
All right. In Only 7 Days.
I know that I know it, but I can't think of it. I'd have to say probably Won't Even Undress With My Eyes.
Okay.
I can't recall what it is.
Dreamer Bale?
Oh, Dreamer's Ball.
Dreamer's Ball. Okay. I don't know why I thought it said Bale.
I'll go probably Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out for that one.
Okay. Fun It?
Yeah, Kill It.
Kill It.
That's the drummer. That's the drummer. There's two
so bad.
There's 2 songs featuring the drummer on this album.
What's the other one?
I would say the other one's called More of That Jazz, and I would probably say that one's better than Fun It. But
okay,
still.
Is it Unfuckable though?
Sure. I mean, it's a very weak Unfuckable. You know, it's barely there.
It's Kill It adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leaving Home Ain't Easy.
That's another one where the guitarist Brian is singing on it. So purely plutonic.
Okay. God, there are some good ones on here. Don't Stop Me Now, for example.
I mean, who can put that anything lower than? I mean, at minimum, it Makes Me Pre. At minimum.
Okay. Do you think it edges you off a little bit more to make you come, or no?
You know, depending on the mood I'm in, and maybe what other songs I listened to before that. Sure, it can go anywhere between Makes Me Pre and I Make Cummies. For Don't Stop Me Now.
I'm gonna kick it up to Makes Me Cummies because it's a fantastic song, and I always wanted to. That was a song I always wanted to like make a music video for. Yeah, and I don't know if I may have told you this a long time ago, but I literally just wanted like. It would like basically be like if you were the subject of it, the camera would just follow you around, just doing things, but you're just super happy about it. And I think the one thing I remember is like you go and buy a coffee, but you're just walking with such like arm movements that you just spill your coffee all over everybody else, but you're just so happy and not paying attention to anything else going on around you. So you're just constantly causing all these catastrophes around you, but you're just having a great time. Having a good time.
I'm pretty sure that we talked about that years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, any song that says "I'm like a tiger defying the laws of gravity." What bad thing can you say about it?
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Just call me Mr. Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Mustafa.
Although, to be fair, 200 degrees in Celsius is much hotter than Fahrenheit. So if you were to call him Mr. Celsius, it'd be more impressive. Just saying. Sorry. Mustafa, I like it. It's another one of those where you gotta kind of be feeling it. It's the opener. So I'm going to say Call Me a Trucker for that one.
Oh, I mean, that's still pretty high.
I'd say it's in between that and Totally Flaccid, but We Can Hang Out. It's somewhere in there.
Fat Bottom Girls.
I like that one. It's so like
it's
campfire.
Some people's favorite for sure.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. The opening especially just seems so sort of like almost like, I don't know if you want to say country or folksy or something.
Yeah.
Just the way
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I would say that's Call Me a Trucker.
All right.
It's a great song.
Jealousy.
That one, that one, when I was going through some tough stuff several years ago, that song really hit me at a point. So, but I'm going to go with,
but now not so much.
No, I know I don't feel anything.
Now I hate it because it reminds me of that tough time I was going through.
But I'll go Call Me a Trucker on that one. I like it.
All right.
It's not a big song. It's just sort of a slower, mellowed out song.
Bicycle Race, fun song, good song.
Super fun song. Let's go Full Bone. Full bone. Bicycle Race.
Bone. Not a good idea if you're on a bicycle to have a full bone. If you can't beat them,
that one I don't really care for so much. Yeah, that's probably unfuckable.
Okay. And then Let Me Entertain You.
That's another one I think is not very well known and underrated. I wouldn't put it as high as Dead on Time, but it is a great song. I forget where I put Dead on Time. I think I put that as Makes Me Pre.
Yeah, it makes you pre.
So I'll say Full Bone for Let Me Entertain You.
All right. That was that one. This album, I don't see a title on it, but it's just Freddie Mercury standing with his arm up.
Oh,
kind of like by a lake or something, in front of a lake.
Yeah, I think that's.
Let's see what's all on here.
That might be the
Love,
one.
It's a Beautiful Day, A Winter's Tale.
That's the one that came out like posthumously.
Okay, so we'll skip that one.
I don't know anything of that one.
News of the World.
We could tackle it. I know some of it.
There's a couple of songs. Pull that one up again and just.
Yeah, so I know we have We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions. I know we have Sheer Heart Attack. I know All Dead. Spread Your Wings is good. I don't remember.
The song Sheer Heart Attack is on News of the World, but not on the album Sheer Heart Attack?
Correct. I know. So, but one thing I'll say about the song, the album Sheer Heart Attack as a whole is better than the song Sheer Heart Attack. I think
you've said that to me before.
Yeah, I could take that song or leave it. But yeah, we can tackle this one. I know there's some of them that I'm going to say no idea, even though I may have heard them. I can't recall what they are or how they go.
These ones are very hard to read. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit further if I can, which makes everything way more difficult. Wow, this is bad font choice.
Yeah. Well, is it very like sort of elegant looking and fancy looking?
No, it's red on blue, but it's really hard to read.
Why do people do that? There was a website for this one like Mexican restaurant that I used to eat at, and I remember their website. The font was awful. It was all caps, red, and some very fancy font. So it might have been a little more readable if it were not in all caps, but the fact that it was just made it almost impossible to read anything.
This one we might be better if you go through an order, and I might be able to make easier pick out what it is based off one or two words that I can read. Okay. So there's We Will Rock You, We're the Champions, Sheer Heart Attack, All Dead, Spread Your Wings, Fight from the Inside, Get Down, Make Love, Sleeping on the Sidewalk, Who Needs You, It's Late, and My Melancholy Blues. Okay. So just go top down and I'll grab it and put it where it needs to go. All right. We'll do this will have to be our last one. Yeah, probably. For the night. It's getting pretty great. Or do you want to skip to an album you actually love a lot more than that, like Queen 2 or Sheer Heart Attack? Queen 2 I wouldn't say, but let's just do this one. Oh, I thought you liked Queen 2. I do. So let's go. It's got some good. It's got a couple good songs on it. All right. Yeah, go for it. We Will Rock You, that's what it is. Everyone knows it. It's very basic.
The song is so incredibly basic, but the impact it has.
It's just it's an anthem song. It's all it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with "Call Me a Trucker." Probably still.
Yeah, it's still when you hear it, it's still like, all right, yeah, Queen.
All right, so let's do "We Are the Champions." It's almost like they have to go together,
which is annoying because they're not near each other on the album.
So on this version I'm looking at, it's their 1 and 2, but I know originally I don't believe it was that way.
I don't believe they were. I believe the copy of this album that I had, they weren't with each other.
Right. But for some reason,
yeah.
Yeah. So then Sheer Heart Attack, I'm going to go.
Where do you want to put We Are the Champions?
Oh, I kind of put them together with We Will Rock You. So Call Me a Trucker for both of them. Sheer Heart Attack, I'm going to say probably Unfuckable. All Dead, I'm going to go with This Is Purely Platonic. Spread Your Wings, I'm going to go Call Me a Trucker. Maybe even Full Bone on Spread Your Wings.
Sorry, where'd you put All Dead?
Was Call Me Flaccid, but we can probably hang out, I think. That or purely
Platonic. I think you said Platonic.
I might have said Platonic.
Okay.
Spread Your Wings, I'm going to say Full Bone. But oddly enough, the live version more than the studio version. Fight From the Inside, I'm going to have to say No Idea, Never Listened. Get Down, Make Love is probably Call Me a Trucker.
All right.
Sleeping on the Sidewalk, I'm going to say Kill It.
Kill It.
Who Needs You, I'm going to have to say No Idea.
All right.
It's Late, I'm going to go with probably Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out. And then Melancholy Blues to close it out. Let's go with also probably Totally Flaccid, but we can hang out.
All right. I don't know what this tells us.
It tells us that I like some Queen songs. I like some Queen songs more than others.
Well, what this does tell you is if you want to get Sean in the mood, you have to play Don't Stop Me Now. That was kind of me that pushed that one over the edge. The Show Must Go On. I mean, The Show Must Go On seems like a perfect song to play just before you're trying to get somebody in the mood for stuff. Or the Prophet song. And if you don't know the Prophet song, listen to the Prophet song. It's so good. I remember you showed me that song years ago, and I had never heard it before. And I was like, fuck yes, it's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. If you want to get Sean out of the mood, just play anything that the drummer sings.
Pretty much.
You don't even have to, it doesn't have to be specific, just any of his songs. I'm sure you can make a full album of just his songs, and it would be a very bad album.
That's what we got.
So yeah, we can either tackle this again sometime, or that was probably it. We'll probably just leave it there.
I think the listeners want to hear my take on the rest of the albums I know well enough.
They might.
Maybe
we can do it again, and I'll change the rankings to say different things.
Because we didn't do Sheer Heart Attack, or I would even tackle The Game. So that's at least two things.
Okay. There's The Works.
Oh, I don't know that one enough.
I don't know which one this is. One called The Miracle or something?
Oh, I know of that, but I don't know it.
Okay. There's also Queen 2. There's a few songs on there because I'm trying to think of there was a song I thought of a second ago that I'm like, we haven't even gotten to this song yet. But I can't think of it now.
Who knows?
So there you go. Like Killer Queen and other songs that I can't think of. So yeah.
Killer Queen, that's on Sheer Heart Attack.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So
basically there are more songs Sean likes on other albums that we didn't get to. Yay, but that's it. That's all we're doing. So leave us alone about it.
Yeah,
Stop bothering
get off my back, stay on my front, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. See you next Tuesday.
See you the next one.
All right, cool. Bye.
Good bar.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at hsfamouspod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
My unique love flavor.